Hey, Happy New Year! Today's video is my very first video of 2019. I am super excited to be back from the holidays. And today I wanted to shoot a video for products that are great for concealing under eye circles for women over 40 or for mature eyes. Under eyes get a little bit more dry over 40 as we age. So it's been a challenge for me to find the right products, and since you have been asking and wanted to know the products that I use under my eyes, if you are looking for those a kind of product that is not drying under the eyes, it doesn't cake under the eyes, and it's just a nice coverage without looking super dry and cakey under the eyes, this is the video for you. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the bell next to the subscribe button to get notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get started. I have gone through a lot of concealers, had to actually eliminate some because at one point I thought they were great for under my eyes, and then as you know, it's winter now, it's more dry, the weather is different now, and I feel like my hormones are changing and my skin is getting a little bit more dry as I'm getting closer to 50. And so I feel like I need to have more hydrating products under the eyes, but nothing that is too hydrating and creamy that will be too crazy creasing under the eyes. The majority of the concealers that I'm gonna go over are high-end because I have found these to be the most agreeable at this time of my life. They're less drying and they don't crease as badly as some other concealers do. One of the most loved concealer is the NARS Creamy Concealer. The full name is Radiant Creamy Concealer. I like the way it covers. It is not too greasy, it is not too drying, it is just creamy enough but not overly creamy that you're gonna start creasing immediately under the eyes. You do have to set it lightly with a setting powder, which I am going to go over. There are 3 setting powders that I use for under eyes that I'm going to mention here in this video. But this is one of them. I really like applying it, and how I apply my concealer is putting 2 dots or maybe 1 dot here, depending on if I had enough sleep the night before. But I put 1 dot here, 1 dot here, and then I put a couple of dots down here, and then I blend it with a damp beauty sponge, and that is it. If I need to cover a little bit more, I again apply another dot here in the inner corner, and then I just go over this area. I don't draw concealer under my eyes. I feel like that is more of like application that a teen or 20-year-old would be comfortable doing, because that is just a lot of products for under eyes. And if you want, I can make a video on how to cover up dark circles. If you have really deep dark circles, I could make a video, separate video covering that. So that is the NARS Creamy Concealer. Then I have the IT Cosmetics, has been my favorite brand concealer. There are a couple of concealers. The original concealer that they have, which is this one, is the repackaged version of the original Bye Bye Under Eye, but I feel like this new Bye Bye Under Eye is not as greasy as the very original, the first one they came out with. I'm not sure if they reformulated or not. It's not as greasy, it's not as oily under my eyes. The original one is super oily. I couldn't wear it for the longest time because I had to really pack the powders, powder it really heavily under my eyes, and I don't like powdering too heavily because then it gets dry. So I just had a hard time with the first original Bye Bye Under Eye, but I feel like they kind of reformulated this so it's not as oily. I really like the consistency of it, and it's a medium to full coverage. I would say this is my most full coverage concealer that I have, and it's creamy enough that you can blend easily. I use a damp beauty sponge again for the Bye Bye Under Eye, and then they came out with this Bye Bye Under Eye concealing pot, which I also really love using. It is just your good old potted concealer. I use a brush to dip into this because I don't like to use my fingers. I don't want to contaminate it and put germs in there, but I do use a brush and I just pat it under my eyes, and then I go in with my ring fingers and just kind of smooth it out and conceal on my under eyes. I really like it because this one, it says that it does not crease. It's supposed to be a creaseless, kind of weightless, creaseless kind of concealer. Again, I feel like it does crease just very, very slightly where I have very deep lines right in here, but it doesn't crease anywhere else. And I do lightly set the IT Cosmetics concealers. I pretty much do that with all my concealers except the ones that are really dry, and I don't use them. I put those away for a while because I just can't use them right now in the winter time because they're too drying for me. And that would be the Tarte Shape Tape. I haven't been using that all winter because I just feel like it's too drying. The other concealer that I like is by Milk Makeup. I really like this one. It's not full coverage. I would say it's a light to medium coverage. It's called Flex Concealer. Flex Concealer. I don't know what that means, but I don't really know the shade. Oh, the shade, it says medium. It's very yellow on me. It actually is really yellow on me, but it does do a good job at concealing. It's a really lightweight, beautiful concealer for under eyes, but it's not full coverage. So if you don't have very deep under eye circles, you can get away with using that. And I just blended them so you can see. You see already on this Milk Makeup one is a little bit lighter. You can see my skin more under it. This one, the IT Cosmetics one, you can't really see. If you have darker, deeper circles, use the IT Cosmetics one. If you don't have a lot of discoloration under your eyes, if you just need to lightly maybe brighten under your eyes and just get extra coverage under your eyes, I feel like you'll be happy with the Milk Makeup one. One more point that I wanted to make about this Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer is that if you give it some time, give it 10-15 minutes, it will dry down to almost like powder. I mean, it's completely dried down. In the beginning, when you initially put it on, it looks oily. It looks more like it's very tacky. But after a while, when you let it sit on your skin, it does dry down. So do let this set. The Milk Makeup one remains more dewy and kind of tacky, and it's still a little bit wet as opposed to the Bye Bye Under Eye. This one completely became dry and it's just bonded with my skin, and it has better movement, I feel, with skin, especially under your eyes, because you smile and you talk. It feels like it has more movement. It won't crack and do all kinds of funny things. Makeup Revolution is the only concealer I have right now that is drugstore that I like using. I don't like using this very heavily under my eyes. I just use a dot or two. It is more of a medium coverage. It is really nice for brightening under eyes. If you're on a budget and you can't right now get something really high end, I do recommend this one. It doesn't dry down completely. It does crease a little bit under. If you have lines, it does crease a little bit. You do have to set it with a powder, and I will share with you right now what kind of powders I use. Basically, I only have 3 powders that I really love using right now. The first one I have been using for over a year, and this is the Cover FX powder. This is the translucent powder, and I use the light color. It's very finely milled. It's really light, perfect for under eyes. It is such a beautiful powder. I just don't want to run out of this because it's such a beautiful powder. It's very, very, very light. I mean, my gosh. And it's a little bit, not slightly yellow, and it's brightening under the eye. Right now, it feels like I have no powder on, but it is brightening under the eyes, and it's beautiful. For this kind of container, it doesn't have a lot of powder. It is 0.35 ounces, which is not a lot of product. I will put the prices in the description box if you want to know what the prices of each product is. I will link everything so you will know how much everything costs. But this is only 0.35 ounces. You don't get a whole lot for the price. That's why I don't use it as, I only use it for under my eyes, and that's it, because I feel like I just want to savor this container and not use it up as much. The Milk Makeup powder is a blurring powder. It says blur and set powder. I find this to be very nice under the eyes. Again, don't go too heavy with it. You don't need a lot of this. Just, you know, if you powder your T-zone, do that first, and then whatever you have left over on your brush, just kind of go underneath your eyes just to kind of set everything. But you don't have to go full on. Just don't dip your brush in and put it on, because it's still gonna look like you're wearing powder. So you want to avoid that whole dry, cakey, powdery looking under eyes. This is a really good blurring powder. It's finely milled. It is, this one is in color translucent, but it's in color medium. I could even use a light one under my eyes of this. I feel like it would work great under eyes, but I really like this powder, and they give you a lot. Actually, this one has how many ounces? I don't know how many ounces, but it already looks like, oh, it's 0.87 ounces, which is a lot more. It does come with a sponge, which I took out. I don't use the sponge as much. I just try to, and it has a little thing here that prevents you from pouring it all out. But I do put a little bit in the cap, and then I put my brush and just gently powder the under eye area. I use a blush brush for this. I use just a little flat brush that can actually go right under the eyes like this. I just dip it in and just lightly go under my eyes like that. Last powder that I really love using, the Illuminating Banana Powder by DERMABLEND. I really like using this under the eyes. It says banana powder, but it's not like your other banana powders. It's not yellow. It is just enough yellow to highlight your under eyes, but it's not super yellow. And I really like using this all over the face, under my eyes. All the DERMABLEND powders that I have tried, I feel like this is one of the best, and this is definitely my favorite. It's very lightweight, it's very smooth, it's very finely milled, so you can't detect it under your eyes. What I do with this one, I powder my T-zone with this, and then just whatever's left, again, I put it under my eyes, and it is a really gorgeous powder. It doesn't make your under eye look ashy. It doesn't make it look flat. It's not reflective, but it gives a luminous effect under the eyes. But it doesn't have any glitters or anything like that. So those were the best products to use to cover dark circles. If you'd like me to make a video for really dark under eye circles, leave that in the comment section below. I will make that video for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Happy New Year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!